Thanks for tuning in. Welcome to my channel. Just get a cuppa and chill with me as we chat about money. As always, look, I talk about money. We use money every single day, so why not talk about it? Actually, today I'm gonna share a story, like a topic that I came up with for today was, what can I do? It's the only thing I know. That's my topic. What can I do? It's the only thing I know. So anyway, I was in the office and, working, doing my thing. And then I overheard a colleague talking to somebody. And this lady was, when you eavesdrop, right? You hear some things and you kind of want to say something, but you can't. So she was talking to this lady, and this lady was saying, she was talking about her job, like, oh, how's work? And then this lady was saying, oh, work is fine, I've been there for 23 years. The hours are, I think she does like shift work. She was saying, I do shift work, it's hard. I can't really leave my job. I've been there for 23 years. What can I do? It's the only thing I know. So when she said that grabbed my attention. I was like all ears. I was like, in my heart, I was like, girl, I've been there before. I was like, I was wishing I could talk to her, but I couldn't. Look, she wasn't talking to me. That would have been really rude. So I couldn't. I just kept my mouth shut. And then I thought about it. So what am I saying? If you're a mom or you are a dad, maybe a mom, you've been, you took, for instance, for us women, when we take maternity leave, that's what I experienced. Some people take maternity leave and then they decide that they don't want to go back to work or they want to do something else. But then they're like, what can I do? It's the only thing I know. Or you've been made redundant, you are like looking for a job and you are thinking, what can I do? It's the only thing I know. Get your cuppa and let's talk, because I was in the same situation. At one time in my life, I thought to myself, what can I do? Accounting is the only thing I know. I know how to do numbers. I know how to do money. Besides that, I can't do anything. That's what I believed. Yeah. So anyway, so what did I start doing? So that's what I believe. But then, in life, you find yourself in, isn't it amazing that, some things happen in your life, and when they happen, they make you think outside the box. They make you question yourself. They make you challenge yourself. They make you step out and do things that you never knew you could do. So this is what I did when I was in that situation. So I was just at home, like obviously I'm used to working. I can't just sit still and do nothing. And two, I love making money. Yeah, money is my thing. I love to make money. I just love it. It's my thing. This mama's got to make money somehow. She's got to make money. So I was just sitting there. I was like thinking, brainstorming, what can I do? Everything. Every time I kept on going back to accounting because that's the only thing I know. So the first thing I did, I created a blog. I think that was in 2014. I started blogging. And then I discovered that because I love natural hair. So I was thinking, oh, I could write for other sites, And then I looked around and I found this site. It was an American site. And I think I pitched to them and they took me on board. And then I started writing for them. But anyway, to take a step back, had I not started my blog, I wouldn't have known that I could write. Had I not started that blog, I wouldn't have known that I could write. I know when I was younger, when I was like in high school, I used to do English literature. I used to write, but who remembers what they've done at high school? You forget about all that stuff and you never think that you could make a living out of it. So I started writing for that magazine, write for that online site, writing blog posts to do with natural hair. And they were paying me. So I liked that. I was like, ooh, I didn't know I could make money from writing. So they were paying me. And the part that I liked was that I was getting money in US dollars and I'm living in Australia and the US dollar is stronger. So I was like, oh, awesome. So I could write. So then I started writing. So what am I saying? If you are in that situation and you like, it's the only thing I know, I can't do anything, beside my job or beside my career. Look, that's not true. Just try and think outside the box, or just try and do things that you enjoy doing. Like me, anyway, I didn't know that I enjoy writing. I didn't know that I could blog. It's only when I started doing it, and then I noticed that I really enjoy blogging. I really miss it. So actually last year I did take a bit of a break from blogging because I was busy, but then I noticed that I really miss my blog, and then I went back to creating content, but then kind of changed my content. Now instead of doing blogs, I'm doing a little bit of blogs but more of digital content, right? So yeah, so the other thing I did is I started thinking about, okay, fine, like, okay, fine, I know my strength or my knowledge or my skill base is accounting, and fair enough. Look, I've invested a lot of money in it, time in it. So you might be in the same situation where you've invested a lot of money in your career, you've gone to uni, you've done all these courses, and then all of a sudden, you're out of a job or you can't get another job. You're thinking, it's the only thing I know. What can I do? So for me, I started thinking about how can I brand this differently? This knowledge that I have, well, whether acquired academically or, we learn from everywhere, right? Or experience. How can I package it and brand it in a different way? How can I do that? So this is what I did. In my blog at first, I used to write about, I was gravitating mostly towards finance because that's what I know anyway. But then I decided to tap into the personal finance market because I wanted to help. I wanted to help people because I do get a lot of questions about money. So I thought, okay, maybe I could write about finance in my blog, personal finance or family finance. So I started writing about that. And the other thing I wrote about was personal development because I love anything to do with developing myself, making myself better. I love that. So anyway, eventually I moved from writing about personal development to what? To really focusing on personal finance. So I kind of found myself edging away from all the other areas and really zoning in on personal finance. You see, it is still accounting, right? It is still accounting, but it is kind of different because it now focuses on on individuals. What made me go that route? I thought to myself, businesses, companies can afford to employ an accountant, right? They can afford. But we individual people, we can't afford to employ an accountant. So we really just start dealing with money and we don't even know how to deal with money. So I thought, oh, okay, let me create a platform where I can produce content that will help individuals, people, families. Yeah, so that's how I got into that space. So it doesn't matter what area you are in. I don't know, you could be in the medical field or you could be an architect, you could be anything. You can still repackage what you have or what you know in a different way and present it to a different market. Yeah, that's what I did. And also in my area, there are a lot of things that I discovered that I could do, which I never knew that I could do. And the next thing I did is I designed a flyer. That's like 4 years ago. I designed a flyer. And my flyers, and I took them to people, not really individuals, to businesses, to provide bookkeeping services. So I did that. If you could see my flyer today, I look at it now, I go like, gosh, I can't believe I did that. It just had no structure, no order. It had bookkeeping services, accounting services. I didn't even split them into two. I just put everything in one and just distributed it. And I didn't get a client for the whole year. Yeah, for the whole year, no client, nothing. until a year later. I think I spent around $600 on that flyer, on having it, the printing really, something like that. Until a year later, someone just rang me and said, "Oh, do you still do bookkeeping?" I was like, "Yeah." And then I started doing their books for them, that's business books. And then I would say within the first month of me providing that service to them, or rather maybe 2-3 weeks, I recouped all my money that I had spent on that flyer. Yeah, I recouped all my money. So in the end, I was like, this was a worthwhile investment, though it took a long time to pay off. Okay, and then I designed my website, and from my website, I just put all this, basically a blog really. I was just blogging in that one. It was just for creating content. Just to reach out to people. So the fact that I was writing for these natural hair sites, of course I was getting paid, which was good, but then it also increased the traffic that was coming to my site. So that was the other good part about doing that, apart from the money. And the other thing I did was I started teaching. So there was another source of income that was really good when I started doing that. But then it didn't happen just like that. It took time. I had to, it doesn't matter what area you are in, for you to be able to teach, you've got the skill as in your academic qualification and your experience, but for you to get into the education space, you have to do the education qualification. So yeah, I put my time into it and did that online. I think I was done in like 3 months. I think it was like a 6-month course. And then after a while, I got into that space, and then I started also doing teaching and creating content as well, like academic content, right? So you see, I think it all came, what am I saying? It all came from having a blog, writing for the blog, and then knowing that I can make money from writing for other sites. And then from writing for the blog, I learned that I could create content. So when I went into the education space, teaching, and I was also creating content. You see, so everything it's amazing how everything just eventually comes together. You just discover that you could do things that you never thought you could do. So now, as I'm talking now, I still have my blog, but haven't been writing much on the blog because I'm now kind of gravitating towards creating digital content. What made me come into digital content? It's a number of things. The first one is I still read blogs once in a while, but I noticed that because I'm a busy person, I'm a mom, always busy. So I like to, when I'm cooking, at times I'm listening to something on YouTube, or I'm listening to a podcast, or those kind of things. So I tend to want something that I can do while I'm cooking, something that I can do while I'm driving, right? I think those are some of the things that led me to creating content. And then the other one is I had a student that I started teaching sometime last year. So the first time I saw him, he was really concerned. He was like, I don't do well in the accounting unit. This is the second time I'm doing it. So I said to him, "You're gonna do well, don't worry, you'll be fine." I just said, do these 3 things for me. I can't remember. I think the first one I said was, make sure you do your homework, do your assessments, make sure you read, feel free to ask questions and stuff like that. So he then went a step further. He recorded me. And when I congratulated him on passing, he said to me, "Do you know what I did? I recorded you. And every time I would listen to you over and over again." So that's what he said to me. So I thought, what? Somebody recorded me and was listening to me, to my teaching over and over again. And, it helped him, it got him through it. So I decided that, okay, maybe this is the thing. Let me put my content on digital, and give people the opportunity to listen to it or to hear me speak. And also, there is one person, like that person really was going, yourself, I'm not going to say your name. One person, she really pushed me into this space. because she's one of my avid readers. She reads my blogs, all my blog posts. She reads them. She's really up to date with everything that I'm posting. She checks all my mistakes, and she sends me private messages and says, can you check this? Can you fix that? And stuff like that, you know. So she said to me, I read all your blog posts, and your content is really good. I think you should do this online. You should go online. You should create digital content and have this, you know. I think she was bugging me the whole of last year. I think she just wouldn't let go. She'll actually go and create content, and do the research for me and flip it to me and say, you could do this, you could do this, come up with ideas. I'm like, thanks to her, you know. In life, you need that one person who really believes in you, who really sees what you can't see in yourself. She saw things that I didn't see, you know. She was like, you know, you're good at this. I read your content. You write exactly the way you talk. She said, when I read your content, I connect with you. So yeah, thanks to her. That's my niece, by the way. Thanks to you. So yeah, so that's how I got into this space. That's how I discovered that accounting was not the only thing I knew. I could do other things. In a nutshell, I could write, create content for my blogs, create content for other sites, and discovered that I really knowledgeable in natural hair. So I could create content and help other women, or help them with their kids' hair. And I tend to get a lot of questions about natural hair anywhere, mainly because my kids are natural, and people tend to ask me, oh, how do you keep your kids' hair? What do you put in their hair? I get a lot of questions about that when they see them, you know. So yeah, so you never know what you can do. There are a lot of things that you can do. You just don't know. You'll be amazed. Well, I'm amazed at what I can do. Like right now, as I'm talking, I think I've got 3 sources of income. Yeah, 3 sources of income. But you know what? They keep on increasing. It just depends on what I'm focusing on at that time. Yeah. So, and I don't like to have one source anyway, because I've tested that. I'm now used to doing different things, and I've noticed that I enjoy that. I enjoy doing one day I'm talking to people, I'm teaching. The next day maybe I'm in the office, and the other day I'm creating content for my site. I enjoy that. I enjoy the variety that comes with it. So it makes my day, it makes my work fun, not boring, you know, different things. Yeah. So try it out, you'll be amazed. Like I don't know if I've mentioned it before, I was amazed. I didn't know I could talk for 3 hours straight, like just having a break, drinking water. I didn't know that. I was amazed. So just try. It's not your job, your career is not the only thing, you know. There are many things that you could do, you know, to create other streams of income. Right. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching. I hope that was helpful. Feel free to comment down below. If you're a mom, especially you're on maternity leave, or you've gone back to work, or you're on maternity leave, you're like, I need to change something. I don't know what I need to do. Or, you know, you just want someone to brainstorm with, you know, bounce ideas against. Feel free to comment down below. Subscribe to my channel and share it. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching. Bye.